My friends, it is a momentous week. Today alone, we're seeing the release of Snow White in cinemas and Assassin's Creed Shadows on major video game platforms. The negativity is swelling in you now. No, but seriously, there is going to be nothing but negative coverage all over the internet, and that's okay. I will likely be participating. You can expect my reviews of both things over the next few days. But in the interim, while I haven't seen Snow White nor played Assassin's Creed yet, I have a feeling you won't be seeing or playing either of those things. Instead, here are 5 things that are actually worth your time and/or investment this week. Before we get into this, if you're enjoying the content here on this channel, if you like listening to me and you're not subscribed yet, I'm going to invite you to hit the subscribe button. According to the analytics, we're seeing only 50% of our viewers are subscribed, and so if you're not subscribed, I hope we can earn it today. Welcome to The Pondering. I am the real-life fake wizard. If this video brings you any value at all, I invite you to subscribe to this channel where we're posting new videos nearly every day. We are inundated with such garbage media now, to the point where it feels like something that is just good enough gets resounding praise all over the internet. And if you've watched me for any amount of time, you know that I nitpick and I'm a very harsh critic, so it's very hard to get me to approve of something. These 5 recommendations I'm about to make, I place at a very high caliber. I'm gonna give you 2 video games, 2 movies, and a social media platform that's worth checking out. In no particular order, coming in at number 5 is the movie Companion. This is a thriller comedy film about love and loss and heists and romance with robots. I can't really talk about the plot without giving spoilers, and I'm compelled to not even show the trailer as B-roll here. I believe it's best to watch this film entirely blind, and I almost don't want to talk much more about it, but I feel like I have to. The performance from Sophie Thatcher as the protagonist is excellent, and she does a fantastic job of carrying the plot. It's the kind of movie where I'm very content with how it ended, but at the time, I still wanted to know more. Like, I would have been interested to see where this went further. There are subtle hints of there being more world action, and while I'm interested to see where those strings could have gone, I'm quite happy with a single viewing. There's a bit of existentialism on this one. There are revolving moments discussing things that are just programming, and in the moments of the film, yes, they're talking about something physically there, but I can't help but think the writer was poignantly pointing to the way humans interact with their own emotions. Just programming. Now, as a disclaimer, this is not a film for kids. This is an adult film with lots of adult themes. Wink at the camera. And I really didn't care about any of the supporting cast, like, at all. This film takes a concept we've certainly seen before, and then Sophie Thatcher's performance carries the film. I never took her seriously as an actress, but after this film, and I see how great she was, now I do. Number 4, in no particular order, video game, co-op, Split Fiction. I can't praise this game enough. Actually, I did. You can see my full review of the game here after this video, but I have played many more hours of the game since I did that review, and the game only got better. Like, I loved it before, and now it's easily in the running for my personal game of the year, and it's probably going to be hard to beat. Yes, you need to play it with a buddy. No, that's not a downside. I've been very honest that I wish this game was single player, but fast forward, and now I know it would not be as good. Like, there's not a chance this game would be as fulfilling or as satisfying if you were playing on your own. This is a brilliant game where you need to work with a partner to overcome all the obstacles. At one moment, this game has you platforming like Astrobot. The next second, you're in a Tron cycle. The next, you're playing Fall Guys. The next, it's a scary Alice Madness Returns boss fight. The next, it's Portal 3. The next, well, you're playing as a pig. This game never stops. It doesn't really slow down. It constantly changes up. I must tip my fedora and say milady to the Hazelight team. This game rocks, and in a world of Ubisoft crap, it's so refreshing to see a game that's genuinely good, fun to play, and has characters that grow on you. Coming in at number 3, a social media platform I want to invite you to join me on, and that is Criticless. I am sick and tired of the access media critics determining if a movie is good or bad in the zeitgeist. In my humble opinion, Rotten Tomatoes is a bit of a scam, and if you track down who owns it, it kind of makes sense. It's just as bought out as all the other publications, from an ownership stakes position, of course. Criticless is the answer to that. The team at Criticless has been working hard on this awesome platform to make your voice and your opinion on movies and television be heard. Like, your grading of a movie actually counts towards the overall film's grade here. This is a great alternative and a great platform to interact and share ideas on. And to be clear, this is not a sponsor of any kind or anything. I genuinely use Criticless, and I want to invite you to join me over there. I will be posting my Snow White review over there later this week. I see lots of movies. I don't get to do videos on all of them, and Criticless is the best way to get access to my movie reviews. But I'm also interested to see what some of yours will be, so check that out. Number 2, in no particular order, Paddington in Peru. Wizard, what the heck? Why would I want to see the Paddington films? Because they're fantastic. The entire trilogy is flawless. These are excellent films. They're family-friendly, but genuinely entertaining for all ages. Don't stop with just Paddington in Peru here. Go watch all of them. Not nearly enough people in America have seen these films. I don't care if you're the edgiest gamer in the world. The Paddington films will melt your icy heart.
My icy heart. It's melting.
Paul King and his team behind the first 2 films carry on the legacy in this follow-up conclusion to the trilogy. A trilogy of which that rivals Lord of the Rings in being one of the best trilogies of all time. I'm not saying it's better than Lord of the Rings, I'm just saying the Paddington films are straight fire.
What is your 3rd favorite movie of all time?
Paddington 2.
What?
I cried through the entire thing and made me want to be a better man.
There's no need to waste your money on Snow White. Turn the lights down, order takeout or something, and watch all 3 Paddington films this weekend, and you will feel just a little bit happier the next day. I don't guarantee that, but I certainly felt like it. Coming in at number 1, this is not a new game, this is a pretty old game. If you've played it, awesome. If you haven't, yeah, now's the time. And that's Fire Emblem 3 Houses. This game is in my top 3 games of all time. I loved every second in this world, and I wish that it would get more sequels. 3 Houses is a Harry Potter strategy simulator where you are a professor at a magical university. You'll spend time lecturing and getting to know all the students, and on the weekend, well, the entire world gets shoved into a civil war, so have fun with that. The world is divided into 3 main country factions, and those factions are represented by the 3 houses at the school, and you choose to be the lecturing professor of one of them. In my first run, I chose the Blue Lions. To date, that is my favorite run of all of them, and I look on each of those characters in the house very fondly. This game does an incredible job of having you become immersed in the world and get to know each of the students on your team. I've often compared this game's combat to something like Dungeons & Dragons or another TTRPG. This is an overhead map where you control different units that have lots of abilities. I really can't recommend this game more. You don't need to have played any games prior to this one. For me, this was my first Fire Emblem game, and now I am permanently locked in as a fan that will probably buy every sequel. This game is masterful. The story is compelling, the characters are all very relatable, and the strategy behind the gameplay requires actual strategy. You may find that you've spent 2 hours in a combat fight and need to reset all the way back to the beginning because the enemy pinches your units right at the very end. I wish I could play this game for the first time again. Like, every time I go back to play this, I find more things to like about it, more details that I missed the first 7 times. For instance, the opening theme song has lyrics to it. At first I thought, oh, this is like Kingdom Hearts. It's just a song with no meaning to the game. Nope. It's a letter from one of the main characters to you, the protagonist, begging for aid in the oncoming civil war. It's very subtle, and I didn't realize it until I was already on my 2nd playthrough. That is a massive spoiler, and if you haven't played the game, do not read into it any further than what I just said. Here's the last thing I'll say on this. This game has an incredible commentary on war and the psychology behind it. And in war, there are no winners, and you lose loved ones along the way. For real though, this video is about to end in like a minute or so. Go play it now. Like, as soon as this video ends, go play this game if you haven't yet. Tying this all up, we're surrounded by lots of negativity. The franchises we love are almost all mostly dead. Corporations are collecting dead franchise scalps as trophies, and, unfortunately, that usually makes us all feel kinda hopeless. It's very depressing, but not all is lost. I just gave you 5 things that are actually worth spending your time on. And I'd also encourage you with a 6th here. Pick up a book this week. Watch a video on YouTube that teaches you a new skill. Maybe you don't play any games at all, and you spend time cleaning up a little bit. Get your taxes done if you're here in the States. My point is, there is never a reason to black pill. I don't believe in it. There is always something worth caring about, and there are wonderful things to discover in our world. If you're willing to get the magnifying glass out and be Sherlock Holmes for just a little bit, the world could open up to you. Until next time, create, innovate, inspire, and for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. You certainly shouldn't have Disney Plus. Blech. All right, go play Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.